Oh la la! Oh,
People like games.
What's up, folks? It's Reggie with People Like Games, and on this very special edition of Story Mode, we're talking about People Like Games' first ever game of the year, 2020's Ghost of Tsushima. So let's get into it. This one starts off in kind of a weird place, beginning with Sucker Punch Productions. That's right, the guys who made Sly Cooper have been changing up their craft over the years, culminating in a game vastly different than their roots. But the signs were kind of there all along. Sucker Punch's first game, Rocket Robot on Wheels, released in 1999 for the N64 through Ubisoft, and was a pretty simple platformer. It got pretty good reviews, but not the best commercial success. And Sucker Punch's next project would be the one that put them on the map, with 2002's Sly Cooper. After Sly came another PlayStation exclusive in the Infamous series, and after the latest titles, Second Son and First Light, finished up in 2014, the 6-year production cycle of Ghost began. Ghost started with a desire to create another open world title, this time focused heavily on melee combat. While the idea of the samurai was pitched pretty early, it wouldn't stick until a few other iterations had been tested. Other themes included pirates, Scottish folklore, and even a steampunk medieval setting, the latter of which was featured in a prototype called Prophecy that eventually leaked in 2020. But after coming upon the history of the Mongol invasion of Tsushima, everything kind of fell into place and the samurai theme was solidified. Part of our and many people's immense praise for this game comes from the historical and cultural accuracy developed by an American team. Multiple experts were consulted, and director Nate Fox even scheduled a trip to Tsushima's annual commemoration of the battle with the Mongols depicted in the game. The team even spent some time in Japan just to record sounds such as songbirds. And speaking of the aesthetics, we've got to mention the inspiration taken from classic Japanese cinema, most notably through the works of Akira Kurosawa. There's even a filter called Kurosawa mode that turns everything up to 11. And yes, the team went through the process of making the filter and presenting it to Kurosawa's estate to ask their permission just to name the filter. Classy move, Sucker Punch. This level of dedication shone through not only in the game, but in real life as well, as in 2021, Nate Fox and art director Jason Connell were named tourism ambassadors to Tsushima Island. But I can't talk about Ghost without talking about that combat, and damn was it satisfying. While the inspiration obviously comes through the samurai, Ghost's story is about a samurai's fall from his code. You feel like a samurai from the start. Jin's sword and bow training are enough to complete most of the game, but when the Mongols play dirty, Jin begins to develop some less than honorable methods, such as backstabbing, fireworks, and distractions, and even poison to win his island back. But Jin hasn't totally abandoned the way of the samurai. Multiple sword styles are employed to mix up combat, as well as present certain advantages on the enemy you're facing, constantly forcing you to switch your stance or avoid direct confrontation altogether and go for stealth. The beauty of Ghost combat is the variety at your disposal, and the freedom to choose your approach in nearly any situation. Now on to the critics. While anyone with more than 2 brain cells poured their praises all over this game, there were a few complaints. Yeah, some of the side quests may not have amounted to too much, and at times been a tad bit repetitive, but I find that a bit nitpicky. When your entire campaign makes me feel like a true samurai ninja, I'll honestly take any excuse to cut up some more Mongols on a pointless fetch quest. But hey, that's just me. And don't forget, Ghost is one of only 3 games with a perfect 40 out of 40 score by Famitsu, so someone else appreciated it. With tons of nominations, including Game of the Year at the Game Awards, Ghost was easily recognized by the masses as a work of art and one of the best video games of its time. Now with a director's cut around the corner, my big question becomes, what's next for Sucker Punch? That's all for today, folks. Let us know what you thought of Ghost and what you think comes next for Sly Cooper Studios. See you next week. Peace.